220 pounds. I don't think I'm going to believe that, but nonetheless, Aitan could be one of the fastest, most acrobatic actors in the business of wrestling. I can tell you, he can really do a job.
I can see it, Carl. You're learning to keep the commentary unbiased there. I'm glad that you're doing that. I see you've taken a few tips from me, the kid genius, Mauro. Nice to see.
Aitan is a very tough customer, but at least when he wrestles with a lot of class, a lot of speed, and a lot of style.
Just like all of Jonathan Sayers' men.
I don't know of one other that does, but certainly he does.
Siebert, the Canadian
Definitely
champion.
not Vicious Vern. Hey, things are kind of tough in your life right now, huh? No respect, no money.
I don't know what I did to deserve this, Carl. You know, I worked very, very hard in my short life to attain my goals. You know, I can't help it if I'm the smartest person in the world. I mean, you know, it's not my fault.
If you were the smartest person in the world, you'd end up getting some of the victories for those girls. If you were a really good management, they'd win some of these matches.
You know what's keeping me from winning the matches, Ed, and I don't want to get into that right now.
I know you're going to tell me it's all the refereeing. I've heard it all before.
Of course it is, and you know, just to show...
You wrestle like that, you're going to get disqualified. That happens.
Just to show, I'm going to give these referees a lesson or two.
Did you see that kick?
There's a beautiful super kick there by the Aitan, and we already know that this guy is very well trained in the agility aspects of pro wrestling. I mean, the guy doesn't give his opponent 1 minute, one chance to even get anything started. He's on him like bee on honey.
You know, I suppose I don't know, he's managed by Jonathan Sayers, and I always get a little suspicious about anybody managed by Jonathan Sayers. But, you know, other than that, I kind of like this Aitan.
I think I got some wax in my ears, Ed. I don't know if I heard you right.
Well, you don't hear too much correctly, so that's not too surprising.
Could you repeat that, please?
I don't think it requires repetition for everybody else because they could hear it, but Mauro Renaldo does have a definite ear problem.
My name is Mauro Renaldo. I mean...
that's what I called you.
You're getting under my skin like I mean it.
I told you got an ear problem.
I mean, Ed, if you keep this up, I'm not going to join you here no more and give you my expert commentary. You understand?
And that's a promise, of course, right? Whoa.
Well, there's a
not
good
a bad move by Jetson.
Exactly. A nice spin around cross body block.
Oops. I think that hurt.
Little present there for the new year for Mr. Jetson from the Aitan.
I can tell you that must have hurt. I don't think that one's in the book anywhere.
As I was saying, I'm going to be holding a referees clinic upcoming in the match with Jonathan Sayers and Neil Drummond. I'm going to show this Dan Garret and
Have you got a referee's license?
Of course I've got a referee's license. I've got any kind of license you want. I got a driver's license. I got a referee's license, of course.
I find it really quite amazing that you have a referee's license, so you actually can get in the ring and referee. You know, all of a sudden, I just figured it out. Now I know why Jonathan Sayers is not frightened to get into the ring with Neil Drummond.
What are you talking about? Of course Jonathan Sayers not afraid to get in the ring with Neil Drummond.
Only because he knows who the referee's going to be.
What are you talking about,
Mauro Renaldo.
Jonathan Sayers is going to give Neil Drummond the whipping that he deserved a long, long time ago.
I don't believe any of this at all. Now I understand a little more of it. You can start to see what's going on here. But, you know, this guy, Aitan, when he gets rolling out there, I mean, he really could be a super champion.
A beautiful flying drop kick, and you're right, Ed Carl. He could be a super champion.
That's one of the few people that Jonathan Sayers has ever managed that I have to honestly say he really could be championship material.
Well, he's one half of Sayers' Angels, and I mean, I'm really surprised that you are even saying this, because look at that. Did you see that, Ed Carl?
That's incredible. Yes, I did.
A beautiful somersault drop kick. It was incredible. This Aitan amazes me each and every week. He comes up with something new. And if Jonathan Sayers didn't have him, I'd be the first to put my vote in to manage this guy.
I'd be a little careful of that. You know, John gets a little excited when you tell him that you might want to take on some of his talent. Remember, that's what happened to Neil Drummond.
Oh, hey, I'm not saying I'm going to do it, Ed. I just said if the opportunity ever arose, I'd be the first one in there. But Jonathan Sayers is the top manager that I've ever met,
that he
not including
myself. Aitan all those moves.
Of course he did.
Jonathan Sayers has a problem putting one foot in front of the other and walking.
There's a beautiful Irish whip clothesline there by the Aitan.
You know, when Aitan is into it, and that's what I mean by being into it. Look at that. Kicked him right out of the rope.
A standing super kick. I mean, that guy's legs are like, I don't know, some sort of vines or something. They really are very limber.
Incredible. I have to admit it. I mean, I wish he picked better management, but I really have to admit this guy's got a lot of wrestling talent. He makes it look easy.
Knocking the wind out of the Jetson there in the corner. Oh, a big reversal by Jetson. Oh, close fist, though.
Boy, did he clobber him.
That was a close fist, Ed Carl.
Yeah, it looked like a close fist. I admit, I saw it as a close fist, too. And there's another one. Oh, he's really
Referee
turning it on
Danny
him.
Garret should get in on him and break it up. They're in the corner.
Well, I think Danny Garret rather did tell him to break it up. And they did. Look at Jetson. I think he's ready for this one. Whoa.
That was a lightning quick suplex by Jetson.
Trying for the cover, but that wasn't going to work out.
I may be mistaken, Ed, but you seem to be favoring the Aiton in this match. It's good to see.
Well, I just think he did an incredible job. He did a really incredible job in this match.
There's showing his savvy now.
My announcing is obviously unbiased, and I'm glad you're admitting it here, Mauro. It's about time.
Beautiful finishing maneuver by the Aiton. Total class all the way, Ed Carl.
Aiton certainly deserved to win that match, and does. The Aiton. We're going to go to ringside. I think Neil Drummond is in the area. I'll get a chance to talk to him. I can get a little excited when the Aiton throws his power.